You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. We have time and again spoken about the Chicago appeal judge's comments made a few weeks back, when R. Kelly's attorney Jennifer Bonjean highlighted the 240-month sentence Judge Harry Leinenweber issued R. Kelly as excessive and way above the standard guidelines range. The appeal judge in fact shocked all that were listening to this appeal hearing when she herself gave the Chicago trial judge a vote of no confidence, suggesting that instead of ushering the defendant and his accusers through a path towards justice, he would instead be more interested in punishing Robert for his decision to exercise his rights and appeal the Chicago case. The Chicago appeal process started well with attorney Jennifer Bonjean making her submission, one during which she addressed two main issues, and that is the 20-year sentence being way above guidelines range, and the fact that most of the charges that R. Kelly was subjected to had their statutes of limitations expired way back. The Chicago trial had overlooked all these factors when convicting R. Kelly, and Bonjean is not about to let it slide. According to her, even if amendments were at a later date made to the statutes of limitations extending them conveniently to target individuals like R. Kelly, these amendments cannot be interpreted retroactively to affect events that allegedly occurred decades ago. In fact, if this was the case, there would be thousands of cases for the nation to recall and have whoever was said to have been involved in events of this nature and more held to account. This would quickly make the entire law that features these limitations lose its meaning, and according to the experienced appellate attorney, the intent for which Congress enacted this law would have been defied. Jennifer Bonjean also vehemently opposed the 20-year sentence, and the appeal judge seemed to agree with her on this matter, save for her warnings that if R. Kelly was eventually granted an opportunity for his case to return to sentencing, there is much a chance that the trial judge Harry Leinenweber could choose to start all over and issue an even more damaging sentence that would hurt R. Kelly's case deeper. According to the appeal judge, the 240-month sentence R. Kelly is appealing was issued to be served concurrently with the already ongoing 30-year sentence in New York. And this in a way reduces defendants' burden for having to serve one after the other, which would indirectly mean death in prison for the R&B King. She therefore raised concerns about the possibility of losing this opportunity to a prejudicial trial judge, one that has already proved to the world what he is capable of when it comes to frustrating the lives of black successful citizens. Attorney Jennifer Bonjean, however, informed the appeal judge that if the trial judge chose to focus on punishing the defendant for his decision to appeal the Chicago case, this would be legally unfair, considering the appeal process is primarily intended to benefit the defendant and not to make things worse, as the appeal judge laid it out. But what does this concern by the appeal judge imply with regard to the entire case against R. Kelly? There is no doubt that the prejudicial tendencies displayed by the trial judge are eminent for the whole world to see. In fact, mentioning the possibility for malicious resentencing means that even the appeal judge can see this prejudice, and therefore suspects that the trial judge will prefer to retract his focus on serving justice, which is his core mandate, and instead position it on maliciously punishing R. Kelly for exercising his right to appeal this case, and for preferring to make life even harder for him. Well, now that the appeal court has admitted to seeing the injustice, the trial judge had better not attempt to even start any malicious games against R. Kelly, for they will end up having to pay for every whip on his back. It also confirms what we have been speaking on at HN Newsroom ever since the case against R. Kelly started off back in 2019. Carefully transcribing the words of the Chicago appeal judge therefore will suggest she meant to say the following: while I too feel R. Kelly in fact does deserve a sentence reduction, and that the charges whose statutes of limitations had already expired be dropped, I don't see the trial judge who has proved prejudicial before take it in placidly without losing his cool and preferring to make it even more difficult for R. Kelly by resentencing him to life. This coming from an appeal judge speaks multitudes about the trial judge's conduct and what he is capable of. It's rather unfortunate to learn that the trial judges who are paid tax dollars on a monthly enough to take care of 10 average American families are instead of serving justice to citizens looking to punish them for exercising their rights. This also makes the impunity we have time and again spoken of even more conspicuous now that even the appeal judge has clarified she knows the trial judges are in fact in the habit of taking the law in their own hands, and doing as guided by their emotions instead of following the supreme law. We can be sure many supporters and fans of R. Kelly are worried about the very same possibility that the appeal judge was concerned about. And that is the choice to apply impunity and continue to frustrate the life of one successful Black American man for no good reasons. The question that remains unanswered is for how long this is likely to go on in our country. When will it occur of this government that even Black people are human beings and citizens to this country that also deserve protection from exploitation? Why should being Black and successful qualify one to lose all that belongs to them, their career, their livelihood, their investments and their money? Not to mention their family and identity. We need answers and we need them real quick. According to Kuman, how on earth can the judge even have the nerve to try and punish R. Kelly for appealing his case? Isn't it the right of every defendant to appeal their case if they feel dissatisfied with the trial phase outcomes? Well, this would be a very huge mistake for Judge Harry Leinenweber to end his career with such malicious actions that will damage his reputation a great deal. When such comments come from the higher powers like the U.S. Court of Appeals senior judge, they only indicate that we are in fact in a serious crisis. Something is completely wrong with the legal system. Perhaps the power the trial judges have is in excess, where they are going beyond their mandate and assuming so much power and control. According to Mindy Stein, I think both trial judges in New York and Chicago found R. Kelly guilty before the trials even commenced. The case was indeed personal to them and most especially to Judge Ann Donnelly. In fact, she should have excused herself from the case. My fingers are crossed that R. Kelly will win both appeals. Attorney Jennifer Bonjean in fact knows her stuff well. If anyone can win this, it's her. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.